Brian Healy writes, instead of comedic actors doing more drama, which serious actors would you like to see do more comedy?
Huh. Well, after seeing that little spot he did with Ricky Gervais, I would have said Liam Neeson. Did you see that, that
Yes.
YouTube
Yeah.
video?
So fantastic.
Him, I want to do improv comedy.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, I have cancer. Whoa, this isn't funny.
Yeah.
It's like, I would have said that, but now he's done a couple of comedies, right? Hearing his voice in the Lego movie is just remarkable. I would love to see Daniel Day-Lewis take a shot at comedy.
Yeah.
That's the one that I can really think of off the top of my head. What about you guys?
I don't know. The first thing that popped in my head is Meryl Streep. I mean, she's done some comedy back in the day, but every time she does a movie, she gets an Oscar nomination. So, are you tired of it? Putting on that dress, Meryl? Take it back a notch. Put on some wacky wig and have some fun.
Be in a Tim Burton movie.
That would be awesome.
What do you guys think?
Well, I was just thinking about, I mean, I know Michael Shannon was in some comedies, just small roles, but did you see that video of him reading out that letter, that for the sorority letter online? Anyway, if you haven't seen it, he reads it out so brilliantly.
I saw that, yes.
Yeah,
Very
and
funny.
that makes me think that I'd love to see him be pretty intense in a comedy. I think he'd be cool. And Christian Bale, I'd like to see more from him. I know American Hustle was slightly comedy, but
Wasn't Michael Shannon?
Groundhog Day is his first.
yeah, he was a little bit in Groundhog Day. I think he was a little bit in They Came Together, which is a recent film, but it's
Right.
a small role.
Yeah.
I was going to just popped into my head Anthony Hopkins. I don't
Yeah.
know why,
Oh, my
but I
goodness.
was like, I'd like to see him in a crazy farce. You know, or like him and Liam Neeson just playing a,
Oh, my goodness.
cold-blooded
In Bad Boys
killers.
3.
Yeah, Bad Boys 3. Anthony Hopkins, Liam Neeson. Yeah.
He was in that
Cool.
one Chris Rock movie where Chris Rock is the brother of a super spy who dies, and then
Bad Company, maybe?
I think that might have been the. I
Which
did.
probably was a comedy.
Extremely forgettable, though. All right, what's next?
Brian Healy writes, oh no, he did it. He already did. David Osborne writes, do you guys think anime will ever be fully accepted by the film community like Disney movies are?
That which is?
Anime.
Anime
No.
like Disney.
No. No disrespect to it, but you're asking, do I think the wider movie-going audience in North America will gain a wide acceptance of it? No, won't.
It's crazy because the movies are just as good, if not better, than Pixar or Disney movies. Like, the Studio Ghibli stuff specifically
Yes.
is the most mainstream, and it's unbelievable. And Disney does their best. They put in the biggest casts, voice casts, in these movies, Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away, voiced by Oscar winners, and they make no money. So yeah, I don't know what it is. I just don't know what the step is, because it's not even like they're subtitled. They release them dubbed. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I kind of agree with you, John.
It's a big battle just to get adult animation accepted in America. That's not like, is that porn or something? It's like, no, it's just a story for adults, but told in animated style. I don't know, animation's for children. That's kind of like the general, population. I know Disney gets a lot of money from Frozen, but that's with families. Animated films for adults. When was the last one you saw? What was the last one you saw?
I was thinking about it because South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, because Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg are doing a movie called Sausage Party, which is
Oh, yeah,
an
that's
animated movie for
Not
adults.
a comedy.
Right,
Name one.
but no,
Name one that's not a
there's
comedy.
not, yeah.
So I mean, what you get now with like things like Netflix is an entire anime experience. They have their own like subtitled anime with like hundreds and hundreds of seasons of shows that are incredible. I'd check out Gantz. I mean, Ghost in the Shell. There's so many that are available, and now kids are growing up watching those. So I think maybe in 10 years, anime films in America will be more accepted. It's just going to
I
take
don't
a
know,
little
man.
time.
I got a lot of friends with kids, and I don't know any of them that are watching anime. And not that they shouldn't, and not that it's not a great option. But the question is, do we think North American audiences will at some point embrace it? I don't think it will.
It's getting bigger. Anime Expo here in LA gets bigger every year. I mean, it's just going to take time. And that what I'm talking about is like not like children who are 3 or 4, but like a kid who's 9 or 10 who's watching anime on Netflix. And when he's 15 or 16, if there's an anime movie. So in 6 years, I think an anime movie that opens in America could have a big opening if it caters to that niche group.
Yeah, and they even have big voices, star voices for the dubs, the English dubs.
Yeah, and they still don't watch it.
I know, which is a shame because they have such great stories.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
Hector J writes, is there any trailer you just couldn't stop watching at all? The trailer I constantly watch is X-Men Days of Future Past.
Well, X-Men Days of Future Past was a great one.
recently Dawn. I watched that.
Dawn
quite
was a
few
good one.
times.
I didn't watch that a whole bunch of times. I still remember when the first trailer for the first Transformers came out. I watched that so many times, just over and over and over again. And of course, the first trailer for
Episode
Phantom
1.
Menace.
Yeah, that was the one I was thinking
Yeah.
about. That's the one I literally went to a theater and saw it 3 times, just jumping between theaters because they were playing at the
that
beginning and
was
the
the big
end.
thing. That started a whole trend.
Yeah.
I remember movies had people buying tickets to
Yes.
the movies just to go in and watch the Phantom
Phantom
Menace
Menace.
trailer.
Because the internet wasn't fast enough to download a real good version of it.
Yeah.
I literally pressed download on the Phantom Menace trailer, went to the theater, saw it 3 times, then came home and watched it on my computer. So that's got to be it. And these days I avoid the trailers because, like Dawn, it ruined not only the movie, what the movie could have been. You know,
Yeah,
like so I tried.
It was a moment it ruined for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I love like the Grindhouse trailers for Quentin Tarantino's and Rodriguez movie and Machete. I always love those trailers.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the trailer I just watched like 8 times yesterday was the new Doctor Who with Peter Capaldi. Because I was like, it's Tom Baker finally, you know, like a new, older Doctor Who. So I mean, as far as films, boy, I don't know. It's a hard one because I watch them like the ones that I really enjoy. I watch like 5 or 6 times, all of them. But the ones I don't enjoy, I watch once and then.
I remember Social Network because it did a great version of Creep. And it was really chilling.
All right, last question.
Dave Coca writes, there are many sequels better than the original movie, but was there ever a part 3 better than the first 2?
Depends on who you ask. Because to me, Return of the Jedi is the best of the Star Wars movies. And I know that's not the majority opinion. That's fine. That's cool. But for me, Return of the Jedi, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King is probably
that's the best one.
the best one. Obviously, The Godfather 3 is no. But those are the 2 that pop into my mind. What about you guys?
Yeah.
Waterworld 3. I remember bought 25 tickets in advance to just see that 20 times. Matrix 3? No, I'm trying to think right now.
Cruel Intentions 3 was amazing,
Cruel
but just because it was
Intentions
so
3.
bad that
Superman
it was
3.
really great. But Lord of the Rings is one
Superman
that pops
3.
into the head.
Was that Quest? No, Quest for Peace was 4.
Yeah.
Superman 3 was with Richard
Pryor.
Pryor.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
Robert Vaughn and like the little video game
Where
thing.
somehow a computer's wires are strong enough to hold Superman.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
what?
sorry I brought that one up, but you know what? It's your guys' opinion. I don't think Lord of the Rings number 3 was just because it had like 12 endings.
Yeah.
I remember it was like, oh, it's over. I love that movie, and then another hour of like.
I loved all the
Yeah,
endings.
really?
I ate them
liked it.
all
That's
up.
just the one thing.
Like
I
a big
loved.
battle.
One of my favorite movies of all time, Return of the King. And then also, I mean, Last Crusade maybe? I mean, I think everybody, I think each one of
Yeah,
those 3
Last
Indiana
Crusade's good.
Jones movies has their champions.
Last Crusade,
But there
I
are
agree
good,
completely.
there are champions there. I think Raiders is the best still because Last Crusade is just Raiders again.
Right.
But it's still great.
It's got Sean Connery.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's got Sean Connery. But now that you bring up, I got to say this, that moment, like, if there's moments that almost make you bawl your eyes out, still, for me, one of the endings of Return of the King, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, is during the whole coronation of the new king
exactly what you're
scene.
gonna
And he's going down, and everybody's bowing to the new king, and then he comes to the hobbits, and the hobbits have to bow, and the king looks at them and says, "My friends, you bow to no one." And then everybody bows to these 4 little hobbits. I'm getting misty-eyed just thinking about
The Howard
it.
Shore score comes
Oh,
up.
And that's where it should have ended. But then there's 7 more endings. What's wrong with you guys?
And 3
all
more
good.
movies.
3 more movies.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.